During this video, I'll be discussing how an attacker would deny automated services to teachers' users. Firstly, here you can see the three segments of TDRSS, the space segment, the ground segment, and the user segment. You'll notice three lines here. The black one being the system interface interactions, the blue being the telemetry or the downlink service, and then the red being the schedule request. So the data comes in from the customer mission, and then from the customer mission, the teachers will relay it to the ground system, and then the ground system will process it and send it to the DAS, and then the DAS will do its processing, beamforming, demodulating, and then it will send it to the data routers, and then eventually the data archive and routing retrieval. From here, customers can go and grab their data off using the integrated service network that NASA provides. Alternatively, customers can request downlink time using the Space Network Web Service interface given to users. From there, they can send a request through the network to the DAS controller, which controls all the various processes and data routing in the DAS. So that process will go out to the ground segment and then to the teacher multi-access antenna to provide feedback. Since the DAS is automated, it provides some vulnerabilities with multiple users. There's an increased attack surface. Also, all users use their own virtual machines to access the closed IP operational network. And data itself is strictly stored on the DAS until the customer goes and retrieves it, or the customer can get real-time data provided to them. So via the attack tree, you can see there's basically two ways that the DAS is vulnerable, and there's basically two ways to deny service to the user. The first being if malicious actors were able to attain user credentials to virtual machines, they can use that to access the SWSI, which is uh, the Space Network Web Service interface, and they can use that to control the user's return link service. More specifically, they can cancel services or send bogus requests to the DAS controller to overwhelm it. And then this can deny users getting their downlink telemetry, although it does not solve the issue of the data them being stored on the data retrieval. Alternatively, you'll notice that there's another basically path in the attack tree, and that's if you're able to obtain and use national credentials, you can eventually access the DAS control workstation, or if applicable, the Guam Data Information System. From there, you can install malware in the DAS control router that routes the data to the closed network and the DSER. You can either wipe those routers or you can supply fake data to the DSER that basically can conflict with the user's expected data or basically overwhelm the network and crash it to that customer. Listed below, there are some various ways that you can use to defend against this sort of attack. It starts with basically securing personal information on secure servers, updating and notifying your employees of good cyber practices, and then more specifically in the hardware and software area, you can have a zero trust system with authentication for virtual machines and interfaces given to the customer. Alternatively, you could have endpoint detection within the DSER of the ground station to monitor malicious data or unexpected activities that may be sent and processed on that specific routing or router. Lastly, you also can use machine learning on the DAS controller to look for suspicious scheduling or things that are out of the norm that can be flagged and then basically lock down the DAS control so you can better detect cyber threats. All these methods in tandem with each other can limit the cyber threats seen within TDRSS and more specifically within the DAS to prevent the denial of service to Tejas customers.